Okay, folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier. Mike Messier, for those that are new, this is my free guy film live reaction. Mike's Instant Movie Review. It's 7:30 p.m. EDT, EST. I'm just getting out of this theater, which I've become kind of friendly with. This AMC theater, you can see it there. AMC is a nice theater chain, and this one in particular has this Big D experience, which basically I'm not sure what the D means, but it's big. The screens are big, the audio's nice, chairs are comfortable. They're not they're kind of like a rocking. They're not like a button zap reclining, but they're fine. The chairs are good actually. And I first experienced this Big D the other night. About 3 or 4 nights ago, I saw Suicide Squad here, and now the change has come, and Free Guy is in the theater. So what did I think of the movie? Non spoilers first. I feel like if you're someone who's got to see every new movie, and it may be like Ryan Reynolds, sure, go ahead and see this movie. It's a non offensive movie. I think you could take the family, you could take the kids, you could take a date, you get something out of it. It's not a movie that's going to hurt anybody. Uh, it kind of has shades of a kinder, gentler Truman Show. If you remember that Jim Carrey movie from way back when, 15 or 20 years ago at this point. Uh, and now I guess I'll get into some spoiler activity. I don't know how else to do this. Should you go see the movie? I think it depends. If you're looking for a straight out suggestion, I wouldn't say don't go see it. And I wouldn't say go see it. I'd say if you want to see this movie, I wouldn't stop you. And if you don't. There's some pop culture references. It's a fun movie. I am thinking if there was a 3D variant of this film. I'm not sure if this movie was made to be seen in 3D. If that's possible, the movie might have been better because there was a lot of effects in this film that probably lent themselves to 3D or could have that I did not experience. Look at that nice tree. So what's this movie about? Well, they give away the lead pretty quick. Within the first 15 or 20 minutes, they kind of, and spoilers, they kind of give away what's going to happen or what the whole shtick is, which is basically our lead character here, Guy, played by Ryan Reynolds, is in fact a sim. He is a sim guy in a sim world, and he lives in this crazy world. I think it's called Free City, where things are just a lot of violence and stuff. And he is kind of a background character into that sim world. He's not a character that is supposed to be played by people. For those of you who may not know what sim shit is, it's basically computer games, video games that people play a simulated populace, a simulated city, and you take an avatar and you play as a character, and a lot of times they're gangster characters or big exciting characters. And Guy here in this movie, his character in the sim world is a background player. He is a bank teller, so he's not even a featured animatronic video game thing. He's just a background dude. So there's some good symbolism here. I'm going to sit down now. I was trying to show you these nice trees as long as I could, but I need to sit and be comfortable and speak my mind freely, so to speak. Um, so he's in this sim fucking world, and he's doing his thing, and then something happens. He's got his buddy, his security cop buddy, whose name I think is just Buddy. So it's Guy and Buddy, and he's always yearning for something. Even though he's a sim, he's yearning, which is good. But what's he yearning for? He's yearning for a better life, a better view of reality, so to speak. And how is he going to achieve that when he's a sim? He's just a background player. So, having done background extra work, if any of you have ever done that, or just maybe in your own life, you feel like you're just a cog maker, just a person who's a cog on the wheel of humanity. You make widgets for a living, So we can all kind of relate to that feeling of just being part of something bigger, but not even being appreciated. So, I mean, if you kind of get into those themes, those are there. But of course, during a 2 hour movie, it's not going to be an art house film that's going to contemplate all that deep stuff for very long. Then we kind of break away, and there's not like a sixth sense type of reveal. We quickly see within 15 minutes that there's this pretty blonde girl. She is a gamer. We later find out not only is she a gamer who's playing in this sim world, but she's also the woman that created this game. Young woman, like 25 years old, maybe, who's created this game. And she and kind of her pseudo ex love interest, who was also a game designer, who sold out to the big bad company of game designs, created this game years ago, a couple of years earlier, with each other. The male guy had a big crush on her, and then they were kind of bullied by this Megatron gaming company owner who bullied them and stole their ideas and all this stuff. So we have basically two realities here in this film. We have the real reality of the game designers who have kind of this forbidden love story, and also a story of being intimidated by their boss and her former boss, and lawsuits about copyrights and games and stuff. And then we have the Ryan Reynolds as Guy. Like, what's the character going through? Now, credit to Ryan Reynolds, that as the everyman, kind of once again stepping into the ranks of that Tom Hanks type of guy, or whatever. Kind of like a role. If you remember, Jimmy Fallon used to do stuff like that. The baseball movie with Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore, like the everyman. You know what I mean? Like uh, and who was Jimmy Fallon's hero? The guy from It's a Wonderful Life. You know what I mean? Hey, what's up, buddy? Ian Patrick saying hi. I'm just doing this Mike's Instant Movie review of the movie Free Guy, basically, Ian. So that's what's going on. Ian, you can see in the Ultimate Warrior discussion on this channel, if you're a pro wrestling fan, or if you know who Ultimate Warrior is, we discussed the controversy, the legacy, and the man, the career of Ultimate Warrior on another video. Now, as far as this movie goes, and Ian's friend was somehow involved in this film as a set designer. I had at least two friends, or I guess three, if I be so bold as to say. Angela Perry from Boston Casting did some casting from this, and I'm a friend of Angela Perry, so kudos to her and her company for getting some people some work. My buddy Jose Gonzalez, or Jose Gonzalez, he's got two names, but Jose, as featured in my film Disregard the Vampire Mike Messier documentary, plays a security cop in this film. Actually has a line, at least one that I saw, which is Jose's got the big bold beard, so he's in this. And I believe Donnie St. John is in this movie as a police officer, and Donnie is an award-winning participant filmmaker of the Avalonia Film Festival, Avalonia Festival of Short Films, etc. I believe he won one of my teaser awards. So congratulations to those folks, Angela, Donnie St. John, and Jose, of course. All were in this film, and I probably missed some people too. So anyone who saw that was in it, leave a comment. You can give yourself a shout out. So this movie was filmed in Massachusetts, and I think I was saying this earlier today. Look, when I left New England, I know that the film scene goes in streaks. Of course, once I left, they go in a hot streak of getting all this work. But I'm telling you, similar to Guy in the film, for me, doing extra work or whatever, it kind of feels like you're the bank teller of the community. You know what I mean? And for me, I guess I'd rather live my own life and enjoy the weather and do my own thing. And I could relate to Guy in this film, because sometimes you feel like the situation you're in, you got to break free of it. And I got that. That being said, once we get past that hook, that emotional hook, and I guess this is also what you would call, and I hate this term, high concept film. If you've ever heard that fucking term, high concept, high concept. If you've ever written a screenplay or been involved in screenwriting websites, you see this term all the time. High concept. I guess this is a high concept film. What happens when a background sim universe character decides to break free from his everyday reality, while the game owner tries to destroy the universe or some shit like that? So once I got past that, I don't know if I was terribly entertained by this film, to be honest. That's why I say, if you want to go see it, go see it. I wouldn't stop you. Um, but if you don't, I'm not going to say you have to go see it either. I feel there was some pop culture references that I heard other film goers in the theater were popping, meaning cheering, like getting a chuckle. There was some references to other pop culture movie franchises. I won't spoil those, but people were enjoying those references and got a chuckle and a grin. And there was some cameos, both in voice and in persona. You know, Michael Roach checking in. What's up, buddy? From Facebook. It looks decent enough. Yeah, pretty much, buddy. I said that. I said Truman Show. That's the first thing that came to mind earlier. I did say Truman Show kind of vibes. Thanks for checking in, Mike. And I did say that. I did say it felt very Truman Show-ish. I just think that Truman Show is a better movie, to be quite honest with you. I would say to be frank, but my name is Mike, not Frank. I'll show you some more trees. I did go inside because there was people walking around, but I feel like I owe it to you fine folks. If you're going to be here with me, enjoy the view at least. You can see the trees. I mean, that's trees, right? So you're getting your money's worth. Here comes a vehicle. So, I don't know. I liked the movie enough to watch it. I didn't leave the theater in a huff, but did I feel like this was a movie that people will talk about for years and years? Not really. I did feel like the movie, if it was a little more unique or original, this could be a movie that you could have like amusement park rides on. Like I could totally see this being a Disney or a Universal Studios theme for a ride. Except, I'll be honest, I don't know if this movie's going to resonate with people as much as the filmmakers might have liked it to. I think I noticed the director and Ryan Reynolds himself were producers on this thing. It's not a crap movie. It's just I'm not going to stand by it and say, oh my God, you got to go see this fucking movie. You know what I mean? I've never seen Truman Show. I don't know why I haven't gotten around to it yet. I'm fucking up. Well, yeah, that's okay, buddy. The day's still young. You got plenty of time. Hey, look, I haven't seen the Deadpool films. I know that was Ryan Reynolds' big claim to fame. Deadpool 1 and 2, I believe. And for whatever reason, because I wasn't familiar with the comics or the whatever the fucks, I never went to see Deadpool. And I think those are his biggest, greatest movies so far, right? So we all have movies. Look, we're all going to die with a list of things we haven't done, with a stack of CDs we haven't listened to, a stack of wrestling DVDs we haven't watched, a stack of movies we haven't watched. I mean, I don't know about you, but I go to these Dollar Tree stores or I go to these discount places and I end up buying a bunch of shit and I never really enjoy all of it. We're going to die with a stack of media. You know what I mean? So there you go. So I don't know. I feel very ambivalent towards this film. I'm not hating on it. I'm not loving on it. I sat, I watched. For Christ's sake. I mean, I think there were some themes that were evoked, but I think with a movie like this, where there's so much is about the special effects and the cutesiness of it, that you try to fucking put these themes of isolation and what is reality and what is that and what is this into all these things into one movie. Once again, it's the 12-pound shit in a 10-pound bag. Waiting, oh yeah, Waiting is a Ryan Reynolds gem, and the movie Buried with him is fantastic. Well, Ian, you should know, and for those of us that are still here, the screenwriter of Buried, Christopher Sparling, is I believe, a 3-time guest on Messier Mantra. And Christopher Sparling, who wrote Buried, which starred Ryan Reynolds as a guy who gets buried into a coffin, is actually an interview subject on Messier Mantra, which you can watch free of charge right here on Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. That's right. The very gentleman who wrote the film Buried, of which you are such a fan of, was interviewed by me
on Messier Mantra. Not once, not twice, however, 3 times. So you can find that. We discuss Buried, and we also discuss his other projects. So I would cross reference you to that. As you're going to discover, for any of you new here to subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel, pretty much I live a very 1 degree of Mike Messier type of life. I mean, a person like myself who's acted alongside the likes of Meryl Streep. I mean, need I say fucking more? But I will. Elizabeth Shue, Frances McDormand, uh, Jenkins, Wes, as in Slee Snipes, Mario Van Peebles, Kevin Nash, Christina from Dexter. So all these wonderful things you can find on Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. And Christopher Sparling, the gentleman who wrote uh, Buried, of which Ian is such a fan of, was interviewed by me 3 times within the confines of Messier Mantra. And you can find that on the Messier Mantra playlist. Just put Christopher Sparling, Sparling, Messier Mantra, Mantra, and you can find it. Now, as far as this film goes, like I said, I'm not shitting on it. I'm not celebrating it. I'm kind of ambivalent to this film, uh, meaning that I'm happy it got some people some work. At the end of the movie, it said the movie created 13,000 jobs, many of those for people like my aforementioned friends and compatriots in Massachusetts. And I'm happy to support the film by going to see it. But I'm not going to lie to you and say I'm about to go get a fucking free guy tattoo on my ass or some such silliness. A pal of mine, another person who I know, was involved in a rivalry of sorts with the Insane Clown Posse. I believe Nick Principe got a tattoo of the Insane Clown Posse logo on his buttock as some type of reference to them or their fans to kiss his ass. Now, I don't condone that type of activity, but if you do want to know more about Nick Principe, he was interviewed by myself, Mike Messier. He also played Chucklehead or Freezerhead or something in a series of films, horror films that I never saw. So look for the Nick Principe thing. We did not discuss the tattoo on his ass because at the time we were having our discussion, he had yet to receive it. In other events, tonight for the wrestling fans, I'll make this quick for the non wrestling fans, quick and painless. This AEW Rampage show will be debuting, premiering from Pittsburgh. I was not enthralled or impressed, to be honest, honesty, with AEW the other night. Uh, Troy Ferraro wants to know what is he watching. You are watching a live stream, a Mike's Instant Movie review of the movie that I just saw. Free guy, Troy. So welcome aboard. I've gone through all the plot of the movie. If you want to come back and rewind when this premiere is over, you can see my thoughts on the film. Now I'm just kind of discussing other things, Troy. I'm glad you're here. And you can subscribe if you like. The channel is called Troy, wherever you're from. Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel, which is a friendly suggestion. It's not an order. It's not a commandment. It's just a thought. So Troy Ferraro, I don't know if you're any relation to Geraldine, but thanks for being here, buddy. Interesting use of question marks by Troy. I don't know how he pulled this one off. He's got 3 standard question marks, and then he's got like the usted. He's got like the Spanish fucking question mark. So nice work, Troy. Tell Geraldine we said hi. Ian is promoting laughter. AEW tonight, Rampage will be happening. Will I be watching? I think I will. I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to predict. I think Christian will most likely get this Impact title. Interesting that AEW is starting their new Friday night show with an Impact Wrestling World title match. It used to be called Total Nonstop Action, TNA, NWA TNA. It feels so much different from their earlier days, doesn't it, gentlemen? Um, I don't know. I think Tony Khan should just ask Daddy to buy him Impact Wrestling for another Christmas gift because why not? I mean, put it out of its misery. TNA Impact Wrestling's been a joke to me for a couple of years. No offense, but they put their men's title on a 5'2" woman wrestler. Granted, great woman wrestler. Tessa Blanchard, but why is she winning a men's title? It means she defeats Brian Cage, who's like a 320-pound man. Makes little sense. They have this rugrat, this guy who hits people in the eye socket with baseball bats, is another champion. I'm not a fan of Impact Wrestling as it stands for the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years. I think Tony Khan should just pie them and have access to their video library. That's what it's come down to, folks, is just buying stuff that you have access to the video library. That's what the WWE did when they gobbled up all those promotions. And that's what this fucking Tony Khan might as well do. I don't know if Tony's still with us or Troy. Sorry, Troy, I got your name wrong. I have a bit of dyslexia. It only comes in once in a while, but I appreciate you being here, Troy, for the live stream with your interesting question mark stylings. Nice work. I mean, between Geraldine Ferraro and Troy's question mark, what a royal family these Ferraros are. Is she still alive, by the way? Is Geraldine Ferraro still alive? You tell me, Troy. Did you go to her wake or her funeral or what? Still here, buddy. I appreciate that. Well, I appreciate you being here, Troy. Troy, because you're new, Mike's original films, The Impeccable, you can watch for free tonight. You can sit there and see the beautiful Mrs. Europe 2014, Naria Zakarian, and my film, The Impeccable. All you have to do is go to Mike's original film playlist. You can see The Nature of the Flame, shot in New England. You can see Blood Sugar Sedace with some wonderful people. All these are my films, and you can watch them free at home. Now, I do want to make a couple of music audio suggestions. A buddy of mine from the old school was very happy with my suggestion. Nice one, Troy. She's our dark family secret. So Troy's getting the fun, getting the humor. I appreciate that, buddy. You can check out music. I had some music suggestions, and I said quite boldly that the greatest song ever, perhaps, is "Band on the Run" by Paul McCartney. And look, in my history, I was never Mr. Beatles, never Mr. Paul McCartney, never Mr. Whatever, until my buddy Vince Russo and the Sage of Quai, and to give him credit where it's due, the guy that put it all together, the Wrestling with the Future, Angelo Despinio, if I said Angelo's name right, did the Sage of Quai. Here's a glass of water for you. Always carry your own jug of water in the summertime because it's so hot. The song Band on the Run I got into because of Paul is Dead conspiracy stuff. If you're familiar with that, Paul is Dead conspiracy. And you can see me guesting on Wrestling with the Future. We're talking to Vince Russo and Sage of Kawhi about Paul is Dead theory. But the song Band on the Run is fucking amazing. It's just a great song released on the Band on the Run, December 5th, 1973. That album was released. Same date, December 5th, of Walt Disney's birthday, by the way, and Larry Zbyszko and the Dynamite Kid. A lot of things happen on December 5th if you look into it. And the song Band on the Run, I just can't put it over enough. But here's a second one for those of you that are into here. Obvious Child by Paul Simon, especially the version at the park. I believe New York Central Park, 1990, I want to say, somewhere of 1990. So if you can find that, Obvious Child, the live Central Park version is superior to the album version. It is on the live release. So look for that. Obvious Child, Paul Simon, unbelievable song. Other great songs, I mean, it's Bad Street USA, Michael Hayes. There's so many great songs in the world, but just songs that you can just kind of put on and listen to over and over again. I'm going to give you the second song on that release is my opinion, Obvious Child, the Central Park version by Paul Simon. Put that together with Band on the Run by Paul McCartney and Wings, and Coming Up by Paul McCartney and Wings. I'm telling you, and this, in case you really are a Beatles fan or you want to know what's it all about, that book audio version was the best, read by George Martin's son. It's the Billy Shears, the Memoirs of Billy Shears book. And let's see this. Well, I was kind of with you, Ian, until months ago. And you know what kind of got me into this Beatles thing was listening to the Sage of Quai conspiracy theory and then doing an interview with him and then listening to the audio book. Um, my good friend Stephanie Coe is chiming in, all of the above for me. So we get some connections here. Wow. But the book, The Memoirs of Billy Shears, which you can find on Amazon Audible, awesome book. Now, is it quite as good as A Distance from Avalon, When the Dying and the Dead Reunite, my book, which not enough of you are purchasing because I'm monitoring who's purchasing my book. Now, is the Billy Shears book as good as that? I don't know, but here's my book, hardcover, Nazar Germanoff, with the cover art. But who wrote this thing? Me. You can find this all over Amazon. There you go. So it's Friday night, folks. It's the hot summer. We're not out of the woodwork with this whole worldwide situation. I can't say the real word because it demonetizes me or you or whoever, but we're not out of the woods. So for those of you that are thinking about getting the old jab, I got them. I'm still alive. I'm still in one piece, for better, for worse. And there you fucking have it. So I appreciate everyone, chiming in. Real hardcore fan of the original Mike Messier show. Always nice to see her involved. Ian. Now, the Zeppelin, I got to tell you, I got the Zeppelin box set of the original Zeppelin albums, like the nice gray box set. And then I got the Beatles mono version of their box set. So I enjoy CD music, you know what I mean? And that's right. So I appreciate that, Co. Let's see. I got my second job last Saturday. I felt nothing with either one besides some arse soreness. Good. Good for you. Being responsible. Like I said, I don't want to divide the audience. I don't want to split the herrings, but it's only because I care that I've done some videos where I've chastised and I've reminded people that they should get it. Because, you know, if you don't get it for yourself, think about the hospital workers. You know what I mean? Like, who's going to want to work in a hospital when this whole thing is done? And I believe has worked in the medical profession. I believe you have. So thank you for your service. But you know, it's just a time where you have to be considerate of the fact that other people have to go to work. And if you've ever been in the hospital for a surgery and you've had these nurses how to take care of you and clean you and all these personal things where they're touching your body, it might be awkward for you or for me, but imagine what they're going through touching all these freaks. So that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, let's give some respect to these medical people, the nurses, the doctors, even more so the nurses sometimes, because they're the ones that are actually touching your body. And for crying out loud, I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to touch a bunch of weirdos coming into the hospital. No offense. I'm still contemplating my hair. Please, I'm trying to do a video. I don't want your background music taking away my copyright. I was looking to if I can sell my fucking hair. If I have any people that want to buy my hair, because you know, why should I pay for a haircut? I've got like $1 million hair here growing out of my fucking head. I went up to hair salon, hair selling, or whatever the fuck, looking to see if I could get some money for my goddamn hair because I'm growing like nice hair here, so I want to sell it for a profit. Why give it away? You can sell it, right? So I'm looking to sell my hair. If anyone's wanting to you can cut it yourself. Just don't leave me totally bald. All right, subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. Thank you very much, everyone. It's been a wonderful time. Troy Ferraro, thanks for being a good sport. I'm not sure if you're still one of the last two or whatever the hell, but thanks, buddy. And now we're done. Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. For your Mike Messier viewing, I suggest The Impeccable. Yeah, no doubt. But they're going to have to pay for it, buddy. The Impeccable, Disregard the Vampire, Mike Messier documentary, Messier Mantra with Chris Sparling, the writer of Buried, which starred Ryan Reynolds, which was in Free Guy, Mike Messier.